So what we were discussing in the last lecture?
Export of goods and
Export of goods and services. And in relation to that, section 7 of the FEMA we talked about.
Yes, sir.
And today we are discussing the regulations relating to export of goods and services. Right? See this is only in relation to export, not in relation to import. Okay. Now, big list of the regulations. Who's authorized dealer? That is already known to you. Now, what is the meaning of the word export? Technically, you know that, but see the definition. This is export includes the taking or sending out of goods by land, sea, or air on consignment or by way of sale or lease or hire purchase or under other arrangement by whatever name called. What is the meaning of this word? By whatever name called?
Export, foreign trade, international trade.
Whatever name is given, whether you call it a lease or hire purchase or any other project execution, etc., whatever name is given, irrespective of that, the fact remains ultimately goods are leaving the country. Goods are going to some other place, and that those goods may be going by land or sea or air, whatever be the mode, whatever be the transaction. Ultimately, the effect is goods are leaving the country and going to some other place. That will be referred as export. Right. And in case of software, also includes
By email also, electronic media.
Electronic media. Okay, so no physical transmission, no transfer of the material from here. Everything is being transferred digitally. That is also referred as export.
Yes.
Okay, so export term is little broader than what is generally understood. So in the last lecture, I spoke about how many types of export take place. Export may be as a consignment. Consignment, this is a sale. Okay, or leasing or hire purchase or different type of arrangements. So here we had taken the number of examples, maybe for the purpose of the goods are being sent abroad by way of samples, by way of the gift, for the participation in the exhibitions abroad. Number of reasons can be there for the goods being exported, but the ultimate effect is goods are leaving the country. Right. But at the same time, we also have to understand that every time goods are being sent or services are being provided, money is not likely to be received. Money is not likely to be received. Say, for example, if some Indian company wants to have a project outside India, and for that, instead of sending the money, they are sending the goods from India. So whether they are going to realize the money for that? Certainly not. That is going as an investment. They are not going to realize the money. But is it an export? Yes, it is an export, because the goods are going out of the country. What is the export value? Now, this is again something different. This is export value in relation to export by way of lease or hire purchase or under any other similar arrangement. Includes the charges by whatever name called payable in respect of such a lease or hire purchase or any other similar arrangement. So the real the purpose of this definition is only this word. Otherwise, we know the export value. In general, if somebody tells you what is the export value, how you are going to explain?
What is your CAF or FOB, the value that you have given in the invoice, commercial invoice?
Right. That is what is going to be declared as a value.
Yes.
But here the export value is inclusive of other charges also. In case of lease, in case of hire purchase, or some other arrangement, some interest component is going to be added. Some service component is going to be added. Right? So this is not a case on where the payment is going to be made in installment. This is a different concept altogether, leasing and hire purchase, where the installment is having some part of the principal, some part of the interest, and also some part of the management charges, managing fees. All those taken together, export value is going to be described. Right? So export value doesn't mean only the value. if the transaction is having any other component other than value of the goods, then that is also the part of export value.
It includes bank charges as well, sir.
Whatever include the charges by whatever name called. Right. Question is, are you passing on the burden to the customer or not? So anything for which the burden is being passed on to the customer, that will be included in the export value. So if you are paying the banking charges by yourself, the burden is not being passed on to the customer, then that will not be a part of export value. In nutshell, export value means any amount for which the burden is passed on to the customer. Right. So that may be bank charges, that may be interest, that may be management fees, that may be consultancy fees. So whatever name you give it, ultimately the burden is being passed on to the customer. Okay. Now, the word for. Two forms are prescribed under these regulations. Only two forms are prescribed. One form is EDF.
And Softex.
Export Declaration Form, EDF. Number two, Softex.
Softex.
Right. EDF is required for all goods and Softex is required for only software. Right. But if you are exporting some services, then which form is going to be used for that?
Softex.
No.
Service.
Softex is only for the software, not for everything else.
Software plus service. That's what.
We'll see this.
Okay.
Okay. So when I say form, so two forms are there. Here itself, you can add EDF and Softex. EDF is for the goods and Softex is for the software. Now, what is called a software? This is defined here. So software is not only the computer software. It is much broader than that. Software means a computer program. That is one. Database, drawing, design, audio video signals, any information by whatever name called in or any medium other than or in the physical medium. So whether it is physical medium or non-physical medium, that doesn't make a difference. So even if the data is being transferred online, that is a software. It is being transferred in the physical form, that is also software. There is no difference. Earlier, all these things were transferred in physical form. Maybe CD, maybe magnetic tapes, maybe something like that. But as of today, nothing happens. Everything is transferred online. That is much faster, much safer. Okay. So this is not only computer program. This is database. Any type of database will also be referred as a software, plus a drawing, plus design, plus audio video signals. Any name you give it. If it is not in physical form, it will be referred as a software.
So your accounting and auditing also will come under this. Accounting and auditing.
Is it a database or not?
Yes. So that will come under that.
That can also come under the same category. But that is a service which is given on ongoing basis. Okay. That is not one-time activity. Now, specified authority. Which authority is specified?
To the RBI.
The declarations are made either to the customs or these are given to the Ministry of Information Technology. Declarations in relation to goods are given to the customs, that is Commissioner of Customs, and for software, the declaration is given to the Ministry of Information Technology. Later on, we are going to see that, but here I'm just giving you the reference. Okay. Now, regulation number 3. This says, in case of export taking place through
customs manual ports.
Manual port. Which is the other port?
Mission.
EDI. Right.
Like
so where you can say it is not completely digital, that is manual. And if it is completely digital, that is referred as EDI. So regulation number 3 is meant for what?
It's only manual portal.
It is only for manual port. Now, port does not mean it is only the seaport.
Yes.
Any customs station is being referred here.
Mm.
Every exporter of the goods or services in software in physical form. See this. Goods are always in physical form.
Including of ICD also, sir.
Pardon?
Here, ICD also, Inland
That will
Container
also be
Depot.
taken care of if everything is being done at ICD.
Okay.
ICD is an extension of the port only.
Port, yes.
Okay. So every exporter of goods,
Certainly.
right? This software in physical form. Okay. So if it is not in physical form, then this is not required. Either directly or indirectly to any place outside India. But that is other than Nepal and Bhutan. Shall furnish to the specified authority. Which authority?
Customs Authority.
That is Commissioner of Customs, or you can say Customs, right? Because ultimately it is going through the customs port only. Specified authority, a declaration in one of the forms set out in the schedule and supported by such evidence as may be specified, containing the true and correct material particulars, including the amount representing. But what is the declaration required? The declaration is not only this. I'm going to talk about what are the declarations required to be made. First of all, what is given the regulation? Because this is the FEMA regulation. So FEMA regulation is restricted to money part only. Another declaration is required
Mm.
that whatever is being exported, that is not something prohibited. Number two, all the applicable rules and regulations and all the laws have been complied with. In addition to that, there is a value. Right. So declaration is not only limited to value. Declaration is also required in respect of compliance with all the applicable laws. So that is not the part of these regulations. So this says the full export value of the goods or services. What is the meaning of export value?
Including all the charges which is passed on to the client.
That's why we defined this term export value.
Yes.
Okay. Or if the value is not known, then what? So if the export value, if the full export value is not ascertainable at the time of export, the value which the exporter, having regard to the prevailing market conditions, expect to receive on the sale of the goods or software in the overseas market, what he is likely to receive.
So how come he doesn't know the market price, sir? He is the one who is doing the costing. So in what way he is not able to come up with the marketing, the price of the product?
Maybe you're sending out or exporting some of the old equipments.
But still there is a cost.
What do you expect to realize that declaration you can give?
Sir,
when the price is already known for the transaction that you are making the declaration here, and the full price is not known at that point of time, then this option is available.
Sir, when you are sending some product, you need to you need to make a commercial invoice. Commercial invoice. Sir, we need to know, sir.
If you are sending the gift, then what?
Gift is different, but gift is not going to be realized back.
That is not going to be realized. But if the value is more than 5 lakh, then the declaration is required or not?
Yes.
If the value of the gift is not exceeding 5 lakh, then the declaration is not required. But if it is more than 5 lakh, whether the declaration is required or not?
That is required, but here it is export value.
Nothing realized. Okay. So here it is said if the full value export is not ascertainable for any reason, whatever be the reason at the time of export. Now this word is also important. Maybe the negotiation is still on, the price has not been freezed. Then what to do? Value is there. According to you, value is $10 lakh. According to customer, there is $9 lakh. The negotiation is going on, but customer says you send the goods and we're still negotiating the price. What happens? Of course, it is a hypothetical situation, but if for some reason if the value is not known at the time of export, we cannot say that it is not known altogether. Not known at the time of
export.
Right. Now take another example, very simple example. Goods are being exported on lease basis, and the lease is required to repay everything within a period of 3 years. right? But there is a clause in the agreement that in case of a delay, further payments are required to be made to this extent. Then what declaration do you make? Whether the export value can increase or not,
It's possible.
right? So there are multiple situations where the exact value is not known at the time of export. In that situation, then we say the value which the exporter, having regard to the prevailing market condition, expect to receive on the sale of the goods or the software in the overseas market. Now, on this point itself, there was a question some time back when the question answers were descriptive. If there is no export duty, why the export value should be declared?
That's what export value we are declaring in the form of a commercial invoice. It has to be
The
declared.
question was, if there is no export duty on any product, why the export value shall be declared?
To realize the money, to realize
No,
the money
is it-
cost for the goods. It has to be there, right?
Yes,
No,
ultimately
yes.
the export value has to be realized,
Yes. Repatriation.
right? Repatriation. So that is a statutory obligation as per Section 8 of FEMA. So this declaration, ultimately, this is going to go to the authorized dealer and to the RBI. And they are going to supervise whether payment is realized or not. Right? Customs, it will complete the formality. So declaration is given to custom. Ultimately, custom is going to forward it to the authorized dealer and to the RBI. So later on, it is the responsibility of the authorized dealer and the bank to ensure that the payment are received. And if not, then further action is taken.
Yeah, within 21 days, we have to submit all
Yes.
the documents to the bank before 21
Correct.
days. Yes.
Okay, so that is there. So what is the role of customs? They simply accept the documents and proceed. Then, and affirm in the said declaration that the full value of export of goods, whether ascertainable at the time of export or not, for the software has been or will be within the specified period, be paid in the specified manner. So what is the specified period?
That is 270 days by RBI.
Again, same mistake.
So within the specified period, paid in the specified manner. So if a specified manner, it has to come through only the authorized dealer.
That is correct.
So specified time given by RBI is 270 days from the date of shipment. That is the date of BL. Then 9 months. Oh, sorry. Okay.
That is what I said. It's the same mistake again.
Okay, sorry, sir. 9 months, correct. Okay,
Okay.
9 months, yes.
That is 9 months. You
Yes.
see, it is only for the purpose of law that these minor points make a difference.
Yes, sir. I was wondering, is there any changes that happened or what?
No. It is same.
Right, sir.
But
Right, sir.
the term is 9 months. It is not. Okay. Plus such or within such period as may be specified by RBI. There is another point. Okay. And this is another situation.
Yes. But time limit is 15 months, I know, for the warehousing.
Okay.
Yes.
So
That is for consignment sales, no, sir? Warehousing. Warehousing is consignment sales.
yes.
Yes.
So what is the time for realization of export proceeds?
15 months, yes.
9 months is here and
Yeah.
15 months is here.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. And then extension of time. Who can allow the extension of time?
Bank manager up to 3 months.
Sir,
Yes,
can
please.
you come again with this point? What is the 15-month and 9-month? I missed that part.
You have not missed. Actually, we were not discussing that point. That was only for. Okay, so this is period within which export value of the goods or software services to be realized. Right. So before this, let me give you the background of this. Okay. This is related to section. Which section?
7. Which one, sir?
What is section 8 of FEMA?
There is realization and repatriation of that is foreign exchange.
Okay. So section 8, this is imposing a responsibility on every person. Every person resident in India. To whom any income accrues in forex. Shall bring such forex to India. Right? Now, when the goods are exported, services are exported, software is exported, and the payment is going to be realized for that, whether section 8 will be applicable or not. Okay. So in relation to export, what is the time limit for realization?
9 months.
Sale or consignment. This is 9 months. And this, if we can also call it, this is warehousing abroad and sale. This is
15 months.
$15 months. During Corona, general extension was given to everybody to realize in 15 months time, and further extensions were also given. Right?
Sir, then in consignment, warehousing abroad and sale in 15 months, what kind of shipping bill is filed?
Consignment shipping bill. Who's the importer there?
Okay. But sir, normally in the 9 month of sale, we file a normal shipping bill, and in every let export order, in the top of BRC, it is written with the precise date, stating that in the 9 months it should be realized. So sir, just to understand, in this kind of warehousing abroad,
What
from
is exactly
sale,
this? What is exactly this?
correct.
An exporter is having a warehouse abroad.
Hmm.
So, being an exporter, I am taking this product. I am warehousing, for example, in Jabal Ali. I am warehousing, and I am selling to pay, repatriate that amount within 15 months.
So as of today, at the time of export, there is no order for the goods being sent abroad. But the market exists in that country only. So what the exporter does, he keeps on sending the goods and keep the goods warehoused in that country, and then when the demand comes, that is the local sale there. So in that situation, normally we appoint an agent in that country, or we have our own subsidiaries, our own establishments in that country. So who becomes the importer there? That agent or that subsidiary. Okay. And in the bill itself, you mentioned that warehousing abroad and sale.
Yes.
So in that case, what is the scheme code? That's what I think is question. Scheme of the
Yeah.
shipping bill.
Yeah, what is the scheme of the shipping bill actually?
It is a free shipping bill or product shipping bill. That's what I mean. I think
I'll not
this
be able
question.
to answer immediately. There is not something regular activity.
Because it is not immediately realized and remission is not getting. Remission may not be given. Sir.
No, sir,
Remission?
no, it is an
Remission for
actual
the export.
Hmm.
For the export, because the
Unless
consignee
export
himself.
proceeds are realized in the
Ah.
case of consignment, no remission will be allowed.
Then in that case, a free shipping bill has to be filed.
No, sir, this will be applicable with road up everything. Even duty drawback will also be given, road up will also be given, provided as, when it comes after this 15 months, road up will automatically will be, credit as a
See,
ledger.
that, yes, sir, yes, sir. That will be given automatically.
Yes.
But you should realize before 15 months as per this condition.
It has to.
Realization has to be there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Then
his
it-
question is what is this? To make this understanding better, I have given this. Whether there is a scheme code, free or drawback scheme.
So Dinesh,
Yes, sir.
you have two people who can answer your question more precisely. Can you speak to them directly? Is that okay? So I was talking about that the period is already mentioned there, and an extension can be granted. How much extension can be granted?
9 months case plus 3 months.
Earlier period of 3 months was mentioned therein.
Yes.
Now that period specifically has been removed.
Oh.
So ultimate authority of allowing the extension, which was vested with RBI, now it is with the authorized dealer only.
Yes, sir. Bank manager has got the authority.
Yes, authorized dealer, right?
Yes,
But
yes.
the bank manager certainly it is not
Yes.
going to the central office of the bank. It is the bank manager who is
Yes,
the
yes.
authority. So
Yes.
extension means he is not going to report to RBI. That is the simple meaning.
It is until 1 year now, sir. After that, he has to report to the RBI.
That automatically goes in FATRs. FATRs stands for Foreign Exchange Transactions Electronic Reporting System. So they have to keep on reporting in that what is realized, what is not realized. So when they allow the extension of time, the information is not put into FATRs.
Okay.
Okay. But after certain expiry of the period of giving more than 1 year time of extension, if not realized, ultimately they have to report it to RBI. And the further course of action can be taken by RBI only.
For the insurance of claiming of insurance and other things.
Whatever. So in relation to goods, the RBI can also give a direction to bring back the goods.
Yes.
So this is about the period. I'm taking you to something more. Now, there is a responsibility of every person. Just a moment. Now see this regulation number 12, what it says. Another responsibility on the exporter. This says, in respect of export of goods or software for which a declaration is required to be furnished under regulation number 3. It is not required for all services. No person shall, except with the permission of RBI or subject to direction of RBI or permission of the authorized dealer, do or refrain from doing anything or to take refrain from any action which has the effect of. So Section 8 is imposing a responsibility to bring the forex in India at the earliest possible. And now this regulation number 12 is imposing another responsibility not to do anything or not to avoid doing of anything by which or the result of which is any of this. The payment for the goods or services made otherwise than in the specified manner, or that the payment is delayed beyond the specified period, or that the proceeds of the sale of the goods or software exported do not represent the export value of the goods. Nothing of that sort should be done by any person who is the exporter. So this is another responsibility imposed, not to do anything.
What is this, sir?
And not to refrain from doing anything by which the payment is either delayed or denied. So Section 8, we have already taken the note. What is the responsibility under Section 8 in relation to export?
That is 9 months for the
Realization of export proceed within the specified time. Right?
Yes.
We already know who can allow the extension of time. Now, regulation number 12, what it is saying, any exporter who makes a declaration under regulation number 3. So regulation number 3 certainly relates to goods only. Okay. Shall not do or refrain from doing anything which has the effect of imagine a situation. Today you have exported certain goods with a performance guarantee of 6 months. At the same time, the customer overseas is retaining 25% of the total value till the completion of the period of guarantee. During those 6 months, as an exporter, you fail to provide the services required by the client. What will happen?
You will delay the payment or sometimes
Payment is
you may not
delayed?
be paid. Yes.
Right. Now, what it is saying?
Under regulation shall not do or refrain.
Shall
from-
not do or refrain from doing. Refrain from doing means avoiding. Shall not avoid doing of anything.
So he has to take initiative to bring the money back.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, to get the money, what he has to do? He must provide the services within the specified time. So, if he has failed to provide services, RBI is going to take an action against whom?
Exporter.
Against the exporter, because he has violated regulation number 12. So, when regulation number 12 is violated, it means because of his action or inaction, the payment is delayed. Right.
Because of the export.
Because of?
The exporter.
Yes.
Yes.
So regulation number 12 is telling him, don't do this. And you know what is the penalty for violation of the rules and regulations? What is the general penalty? Fine up to
5 lakh.
4 lakhs. General penalty. Okay. Shall not anything which has the effect of delaying the realization of export proceeds. Or loss of export proceeds partially or totally. Or realization otherwise than prescribed manner. So all this has to be read along with section 8. So section 8 is first of all posing a responsibility on the every exporter to ensure that a payment is realized in the India within the prescribed time, and the time is governed by regulation number 9. And according to regulation number 12, the exporter shall not do anything and shall not refrain from doing anything which has the effect of either delaying the realization or loss of right of realization of export proceeds or realization in a manner other than the prescribed manner.
Here, if the exporter has done anything wrong with his quality of the product has been sent, that also comes under this, sir?
That also comes under this category.
Yes. So that
Because under
automatically
the
it gets-
foreign trade policy, specifically there is a chapter on quality
Yeah.
control complaints.
Yeah, chapter 9.
Okay. So whenever there is a complaint, it is not only the question that the matter is sorted out. The question is what is the message going in the international market.
Hmm.
It is also important. Okay. So in the policy itself, we have
quality control and trade disputes, even the DGFT, what they say, they will not, they can just talk to the, they can do some sort of a negotiation. They cannot take any responsibility.
they will not take the responsibility, but they can certainly take an action against the supplier who supplied substandard material.
Yeah, from the exporter only they can
Yes.
take any, not now, they are supporting because they want to safeguard.
They are only the intermediary.
Yes.
Right, they cannot impose any liability, any responsibility, but they can certainly take an action against the exporter from India.
Yes.
Right, they can also take a problem. They can also take up an issue when importer in India fails to make the payment to the supplier overseas. There also they can help it.
But not the other way around. If anybody is cheating Indian, exporter, they are not taking any serious thing. They cannot do it. That's what I was told.
No, cheating is altogether different concept.
No,
Right?
in sense, they are not paying money for the exporters by the importer.
Importer is not paying money.
Yeah, to India. So one person is sent export to Sri Lanka for about 12 lakh. The money has not been realized. He has already cheated that lady.
DGFT cannot do anything. Where you should contact?
No, that is what I was telling.
High Commission of Sri Lanka. Make a complaint with them. They will take it up.
High Commission of Sri Lanka.
Okay.
Okay.
DGFT cannot help you. DGFT can help you if the matter is within the country.
Yes.
So whenever there is a legal dispute regarding this kind, so always get in touch with the High Commission or embassy of that country.
Okay, sir.
So commercial section of that particular High Commission or the embassy,
okay,
about this thing.
So they will support this
complaint.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We can cover it, sir.
ECGs.
ECGC is
different. That is different. That is a guarantee.
That is prior to the shipment, you have to take a ECGC policy.
That is different story. But this is what you are saying. That is a customer has already received the goods and still is not making the payment. Is trying to defraud.
Yes.
So, file a complaint with the High Commission.
So that
even it happens for services also. Freight forwarding services, it's happening.
So okay, I will ask.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Going back to now, the most important part is regulation number 4, where declaration is not required. Where declaration is not required. So you will have to understand it in opposite manner, that except these are cases which are listed under regulation number 4, whenever there is any export of goods or software, declaration is needed. Declaration is needed. Okay. So this says, notwithstanding anything contained in regulation number 3, export of goods or software may be made without furnishing the declaration in the following cases. Now, what is the meaning of this word?
List details.
As follows.
Exhaustive list is there. Exhaustive list is there where declaration is not needed. Okay. Number A. Trade sample of goods and publicity material supplied free of payment. Have you ever come across a situation where the trade samples are being supplied for a payment?
Sample is always free.
Yeah, there are cases where the samples are also payment.
Maybe gold.
Okay. So if it is free of payment and it is a trade sample, now how do we know trade sample? It is within the parameters prescribed under the foreign trade policy. Right? You cannot send commercial quantity as a sample. Okay. So quantity is within the limits prescribed under the foreign trade policy, though the trade samples as well as publicity material, and if it is free of cost. So 3 things are there. Number 1, trade sample. So write it clearly. Trade sample, the quantity governed by foreign trade policy. Number 2, publicity material against the values governed by the foreign trade policy. And if these 2 are supplied free of payment, then declaration is not required.
Can you tell me the second point one more time, sir?
But a publicity material, the value of the publicity material is also governed by foreign trade policy.
Okay.
Okay. So we cannot use the publicity material itself being set for an unlimited value. So if it is within that prescribed limit and it is free, then certainly no declaration is needed. Okay. By chance, anyone here who's in the multi-level marketing MLM? Anyone? No? So all MLM companies sell their publicity material also. Right. So there is a price. Okay. So when there is a price, then declaration is needed. So every word becomes important. Trade sample, how much quantity of the goods can be sent as a trade sample governed by the foreign trade policy. How do you send the material? By ship or by air or by road, and how do you send by post, etc. Depends. Okay. So if all conditions are satisfied, declaration is not needed. Number 2, personal effects of the travelers, whether accompanied or unaccompanied. What it is called as?
Baggage.
Baggage. Personal effect of travelers, whether accompanied or unaccompanied. What is the meaning of this one?
Either he can take along with him, or he can take after he reaches the destination or prior to the travel also.
So as per the baggage rules 2016, specifically rule number 8, that talks about that baggage may be received or sent
Yes.
either before or after the travel of the passenger.
Yes.
Okay, so that is referred as unaccompanied baggage. So in that case, declaration is not needed. But when you travel, declarations are needed, but those are different type of declaration, not this one. Okay, then ship stores. What is the meaning of ship stores?
Ship chandling. Ship chandling.
Ship
Chandling. CHA. Ship chandling.
chandling.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is. But the stores, whichever things required for on board the ship, which is called as ship.
Yeah, that is whichever is requirement.
Maintenance equipments,
So earlier, there was a license
spare
issue
parts.
for ship chandlers as well as CHS combined together. Now it has been particularly as per regulation 2004 onwards, it's been changed. Earlier, it was combined together.
Consumable goods for the employees of the ship.
Crew members.
Stores. Let me open the file for you. 1 minute. No, this is not the file. This is complete summary what is in the Customs Act. Later on you will have it, not now. Right now I'm giving you only reference. So this is section 2, subsection 38. What is called stores. Section 2, subsection
Definitions.
38. Okay. Means goods for use in vessel or aircraft, not vehicles. And includes fuel and spare parts and other articles of equipment, whether or not for immediate fitting.
Accessories.
Those are also covered there.
Yes.
Right. So the term stores, this is defined under section
2.
subsection
38.
38. Right? This is only for vessel and
Aircraft.
aircraft, not for vehicle.
Vehicle is.
All goods on board meant for consumption or use thereon. So suppose it is a cruise. So what kind of goods are being carried for the purpose of consumption and use?
So food items, liquor, everything will be there.
Major quantity is that,
Yes. Maximum liquor.
right? Liquor, food, different type of varieties of food plus entertainment, this, that, etc., etc. That is there. And if it is a container vessel, then
For the crew members, everything.
only for the
food-
crew
food-
members. Okay.
Yes, yes.
In addition to that, parts,
Fuel.
accessories, fuel will go there or here.
On board. So fuel will
Yeah,
come
diesel will go there,
on
sir.
board here only. It's on board.
Fuel is here. That is required for consumption.
Yeah.
Or use. These parts and accessories may be required now, may be required later on.
Guns.
Everything. So all you can say arms, ammunition, everything is covered there, required for safety. Okay, so what happens is that the stores are taken on board at the particular place only. So either at the airport or at the port. For that, declarations are not required. Coming back to this one. So ship stores, transshipment cargo. What is transshipment cargo?
So if I'm sending it to Netherlands, Rotterdam, it goes through via Colombo. Colombo, we have a transshipment. From then, from the mother vessel itself, it will be changed to my mother vessel. From there to Rotterdam.
No, we have to talk in terms of India. What will be called as transshipment here in India?
Cargo going to Nepal.
Port to another port itself.
No.
transit.
If a shipment comes from some other port to India and takes a berth here and discharge the products and it is leaving to some other country like Colombo.
No, but then vessel change, no? I mean, like, sorry, equipment had changed. It might be railway as well. The cargo be unloaded in, like on JNPT, and then by railway it goes to Nepal.
But
It also
transshipment cargo will not come into DTA.
Goods unloaded at customs port within India or outside India. Both are called transshipment, sir.
Transit goods and transshipment goods. Goods which are
Not unloaded.
not unloaded. Where?
In India.
at any port in India.
At the place of arrival. Quite possible the same goods are unloaded at some other place in India. Right? Say, for example, vessel is coming for the first time at JNPT. Okay. 50% of the goods are unloaded there. 50% cargo continues to be on board. And therefrom the vessel goes to Mundra. The goods which are not unloaded at JNPT, those will be referred as transit goods for Mumbai, but the same goods are not the transit goods for Mundra.
Mhm.
Are you clear about this?
Yes, sir. Not unloaded at JNPT.
Yes. So at the
Okay.
place of arrival.
Arrival.
Okay. So same thing happens in case of passenger also. Who is the transit passenger?
Yeah. So he's going to the final destination.
Yes. Okay. So aircraft coming from Europe, landed at Mumbai, going to Kolkata. So passengers who are not disembarking, they are referred as transit passengers. Okay. So
Mhm.
please be clear about this. We are not talking about the goods which are not unloaded in India. No. Transit goods are which are not unloaded at the place of
Arrival.
right. Quite possible the same goods are unloaded at some other place of arrival within India. I hope this is clear.
Yes, sir.
Now, transshipment goods. Here, goods are unloaded
Customs port,
at
airport.
the place of arrival. First difference is here itself.
So what are the remaining goods to goes to Mundra is called transshipment goods.
Yes. Right. So goods have been unloaded where? Here in our example,
Mundra.
At the place of arrival.
wherever the goods are. So goods are unloaded at the place of arrival. And then without clearance for
Home consumption or warehousing.
either home consumption or warehouse. Being sent to another place.
Within the country or outside the country?
That is the next point.
It should be with outside the country. That's what I'm having.
Right now we are talking about export, so we will certainly talk about outside the country. Okay. So goods are unloaded. Now again correlated with the example, I said 50% of the goods are unloaded at Mumbai, JNPT.
Yes.
Therefrom, out of that 50%, 25% are being sent to some other country again.
Yes.
Those 25% goods are
Transshipment.
transshipment.
Yes. So that's what I said, from Colombo to Netherlands.
Now, for transshipment of the goods, no, that is not an export for you. That is just a transshipment. So by chance, if you have imported the goods and now you are sending it to some other country, you're not supposed to file a declaration under regulation number 3. You're supposed to file a bill of transshipment.
So please, sir, one more time, sir. I'm not able to get it.
If you are the importer of that item. Okay. So goods are unloaded at JNPT.
Yes.
You are not removing the goods either for home consumption or warehousing. And you want to send the goods outside India.
That is high sea sales.
High sea sales
Is
is
it
goods
high
are
sea
not
sales,
coming. The sale transaction takes place before the goods enter into Indian territory.
yeah, okay, okay.
That is a different place. Here, what has happened? The goods have arrived. Goods are at the place. Right? Goods are
I'm
lying
not
at the
clearing.
port. Right? And therefore, you are sending it to some other place. So if you are doing that as an importer, then you are required to file a bill of transshipment, not a declaration here.
So is that MTT, merchandise trading transaction?
Merchant trading, yes, it is a merchant trading.
Yes.
Right?
MTT.
It says the importer shall file
Sir, exporter also filed, sir.
a bill of transshipment.
Sir, exporter also filed bill of transshipment, sir.
Who's the exporter here? The same person who has imported the goods. So he is the merchant.
Yes, sir. In this case, can I?
The bill
I want to
of
get some
export will
clarity.
be required only if the goods have been cleared either for warehousing or home consumption.
So which means it is not coming into DTA.
It is not coming into DT at all.
Yeah, domestic tariff area, it is not coming.
No.
For example, if I want to bring some product from China
Hmm.
and repack it in, in customs area, if I wish, I can repack it in customs area and I can sell it to some other country like Jebel Ali, for example. Dubai, I'm sending UAE.
Within customs area,
Yes.
No change.
you can do that in the warehouse, in the private warehouse.
But
if
I'm
you
not
do that
bringing.
in the private warehouse, you are required to file bill of export because you can bring the goods to the warehouse only after removal for warehousing.
Mm.
In customs area, you cannot do that.
But MTT can be done, sir. Merchandise transaction can be done.
No, that whatever is allowed for that, this is the procedure.
Okay.
Sir, it is also called hub, no? Hub consignments. It's also called hub consignments, right?
No, I really don't know about that.
Hub consignments we used to do in GNPT earlier.
Okay.
I think it is a mover scheme, I believe, sir. Mover scheme, you can do it. Changing of a packaging or FTW warehouse.
So some permission has been granted. Specific permission is given only for repacking. Okay. So no declaration is required under these regulations when the export is in relation to
Transshipment.
transshipment cargo. So I just wanted to explain you what is transshipment. That's why I explained you all that.
It's
And
good to
goods
know,
are
sir.
supplied under the order of central government or of any such officer appointed by the central government in this behalf or of North Sea. This is supplied to military, naval, or air force authorities in India for military, naval, or air force requirements. Any supply to the defense forces, right? So you have seen some example in the last month when the Indian Navy vessel had brought in Somalian these robbers,
Yes.
right?
That is
From the high
Red Sea.
pirates. Okay.
Yes.
So those were 1,500 kilometers away from India. So whether that was considered, whether the goods supplied on the Navy vessel will be considered as an export or not. Prima facie goods have gone out of India. That is an export, but nothing is needed here.
So beyond territorial water.
Because when the goods are supplied, the goods are being supplied to the military or naval or the air force authorities. Then whatever use they make, it is up to them. Okay. Then see this. By way of gift of the goods accompanied by declaration to the exporter that they are not more than 5 lakh rupees in value. So in this case, whether declaration is required or not?
Beyond 5 lakh only, it is declarations needed.
Sir,
Which declaration?
is it mentioned under in FTP at any point, sir?
It is mentioned in FTP, yes.
What is said?
Accompanied.
Whether gift has to be accompanied with a declaration or not?
Yes, declaration is needed, yes.
So what kind of declaration is this? Which declaration these regulations are referring to?
EDF.
EDF.
Yes.
Okay. So this declaration is not the EDF. This is only about the value, that is the value of the article is not exceeding 5 lakhs.
Hmm.
Now read this again. By way of gift of goods accompanied by declaration by the exporter that those are not more than 5 lakhs rupees in value.
Oh, okay. I need to give a simple declaration saying that I'm not sending this product.
Use on my own letterhead or maybe a simple document that the value of the goods being sent as a gift and the value of the goods in Indian rupee doesn't exceed rupees 5 lakhs. That is enough.
Yeah, self-declaration. Normally we give it for our own products. Like last month also I've done for
It's a self-declaration.
Self-declaration, yes.
Okay. So declaration is required, but not EDF.
Hmm.
Next one.
Sir,
Now
I
this.
have a doubt.
Yes, please.
Sir, in case of a customer send an export cargo, along with he want to send some gift, sir. If it is possible to send along with actual value of export cargo plus gift.
Gift item you can include therein.
Yes.
Not a problem, but you will have to make a declaration for that. This is gift item, and for that there is no realization the value
Yes.
of the gift item.
Yes. We have done it, sir. It's possible.
The general cargo actual value is $10,000, sir. Here they are mentioning 5 lakh rupee for gift. 5 lakh rupees, it comes around $6,000 it comes, sir.
Right.
So he can able to export up to $16,000, sir.
Up to
No.
the item for which is being exported commercially and the goods which are being sent as a gift, those have to be clearly identified. And who's the exporter? Because the 5 lakh limit is per year. There is not every time.
Okay. Sir, but here there is no mention about the year, sir.
No, it is not here because so many things are there.
It is per year.
Okay.
One financial year.
It is in FTP mentions.
It's in FTPS. For gems and jewelry, there is a different thing.
So many laws are there. Now, aircraft or aircraft engine spare parts for what? These are being sent for overhauling or repairs abroad. Subject to condition that those will be brought back within 6 months. So sending aircraft or aircraft engine or spare parts for overhauling or for repairs abroad. But the goods have to be brought back within a period of 6 months from the date of export. So this declaration will be required that this is being sent for this and this purpose and goods will be brought back within a period of before the expiry of the 6 months. Not EDF.
EDF is only meant for bringing the money back, accrued money back.
EDF is required when the money is to be brought in.
Yes.
So spare parts will be used up, no? In repairs?
Which one?
Spare parts, they'll be used up, no?
These are used up means?
Like they'll be used there, no? They'll be used.
No. This is being sent for what purpose? For overhauling or for repairs. That's all. Not for use abroad.
For consumption?
No. Right. So if it is being sent abroad for being used thereon, then certainly EDF is required.
That is export.
That will be exported.
Okay. This is being sent only for the purpose of repairs and maintenance, and should come back within a period of 6 months. Then re-export. Now see this. The word is re-export of the leased aircraft, helicopter, and or engine auxiliary power units, either completely or in partially knocked down condition, repurchased by the overseas lessor. This says repurchased by the overseas lessor and duly deregistered by the DGCA. Now, something brought into India for being used as an aircraft, and then it has to be registered with the DGCA. When the cancellation is registered and the goods are being returned to the lessor, there is not an export. That is, goods being returned. So in that case, again, EDF is not required.
How it is re-export means, sir? What is the meaning of re-export here?
Goods were imported and those are being returned. That is referred as a re-export.
Okay.
Then, goods imported free of cost on re-export basis. Where does it apply?
Maybe samples, maybe
samples, yes.
exhibition goods.
Goods imported free of cost on re-export basis
If anybody coming for exhibition here for the exhibit
Yes.
of
Goods coming for exhibition
yes.
or goods being supplied for processing in India by the customer overseas. Okay. So ultimately goods are being brought to India and again, condition is this on re-export basis. So say for example, tomorrow there happens to be a Formula One race in India. And everybody brings a Formula One car in India. Is that car going to be retained in India or not?
Yeah. No, it has to be re-exported. It has to go back.
Condition that it will be
Re-exported.
re-export. Right. So at the time of sending back, no EDF is required because there is no realization of forex on that.
So is that the case that anything like ATA Carnet, like if we are taking some samples from India to abroad, we have to take a certificate of ATA Carnet certifications instead of for the regulations. Is there anything needed in such?
When the ATA Carnet is taken, that is for a specific purpose. The goods will be brought back, and if those are sold,
yes,
then the sale proceeds have to be brought in within the specified time.
Yes, here when the
ATA Carnet is taken, the description of the goods is already mentioned therein.
That's what I'm asking. If there is anything as such when they bring the product inside India, like any ATA Carnet needed.
It is separate. It is separate, I believe.
That is governed by
because that notification is totally different.
It is not ATA Carnet is not an international law, sir.
It is, but it is governed by customs and it is governed by
FICCI. It is international customs law.
Yes, it is there is a separate notification that there is no duty for it if it comes on ATA Carnet.
Yes.
Only for a certain period is allowed, only 6 months.
Purpose. And if the goods are sold, then the complete procedure of import has to be followed.
Yes.
Right. Under FTP also, we have already seen that they can procure the goods 100% EOUs and STP, HTP, etc. They can procure the goods from the international exhibitions happening in India. Okay. Then, the following goods which are permitted by the Development Commission of the Special Economic Zone, EHTP, etc., software parks, etc., namely, which are the goods? The goods, imported goods which are defective, or the goods imported from supply which are on the loan basis, given on for temporarily, and goods imported from the foreign supplier or collaborators found surplus under the production operation. The goods are being returned. But who's returning?
Importer.
The following goods which are permitted by the Development Commissioner. Right? Not every importer. It is
so only for SEZ.
Either SEZ or EHTP or STP or FTZ. And the permission has been granted by the Development Commissioner. On what grounds? Either goods are defective, or the goods were obtained on the loan basis, or those are the goods required for, or those are excess. Then for returning the goods, no export proceeds are there.
If excess is found, he can also find shipping bill, sir, and return it.
Yes.
Obviously, he'll pay the duty.
If he has already, because these units don't pay any duty.
Oh, sorry, yeah, it's paid, right?
Okay, they don't pay any duty.
Yeah.
So regarding re-export, I have a small thing. One of my clients who has sent a puppet to UK.
What is it?
Puppet.
Okay.
Puppet. A full shipment of 20-foot container has gone to UK, London. After reaching there, the buyer does not want to take the consignment. So it was lying there. So when it came back, it is called our customers mentioned that is a import, and again they have to he had to pay duty for that. Is there any regulations?
That is governed by Section 20, re-import.
Yes, but actually the export was not accepted by the importer.
For how long the goods were lying there?
Maybe more than 2-3 months time.
So that if the goods are brought back within a period of 1 year, that is not considered as an import.
Here they had mentioned it is an import, and he has paid a duty and all these things.
What for?
That's what he was asking me how it is possible. He has paid everything, and then only he came to me.
Had he taken any drawback?
Because it was not realized, no sir. Drawback might have been given.
So the amount of the duty cannot be more than the amount of duty drawback taken.
Let me check with him.
In that case, when the goods are not accepted, right? Under section 20, that is the re-import of the exported goods within a period of 1 year, otherwise than by way of resale, because the goods have not been accepted. That is a return otherwise than by way of resale. Then the amount of duty chargeable thereon cannot be more than the amount of the duty drawback taken.
Okay, duty drawback approximately 1.5% at an average. Like
Whatever be the amount.
Okay.
So the amount of the import duty chargeable thereon cannot be more than the amount of the duty drawback taken. And at the most, they can charge the interest on the duty drawback.
So, which means that he has to reimburse the duty drawback. That is that you want to say, like exactly?
You have to pay back.
Yeah, pay back the duty. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me check with him, sir.
This cannot be the actual duty. It is the amount of the duty chargeable on the return of goods which are rejected cannot be more than the amount of the duty drawback.
Fine, sir. Let me check.
Right. Go through the more details under section 20 of the Customs Act.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, replacement goods exported free of charge. Goods exported under some performance guarantee warranty, and for that you are sending the goods, so you are not going to realize any proceeds of that. So this is also governed by the foreign trade policy.
It's again a gift, sir.
It is not a gift. Replacement goods exported free of
replacement.
charge.
Replacement goods. Okay.
So this has to be as per your contract or as per the agreement for sale. Within that parameters, if there is a replacement, no EDF is required. Next, goods are sent outside India for the purpose of testing. Now, this is subject to re-import, but the condition of re-import applies only if the goods will be in existence after the test. By chance, if you are sending the explosives for the test, what do you bring back? So when it says subject to re-import, this is all applicable only if the goods will be in existence after the test is done. Otherwise, the condition of re-import doesn't apply. Right? Or you can say that when the goods are likely to be destroyed during the course of testing, then the condition of re-import doesn't apply.
It will not come back.
Okay. Suppose you are sending a vehicle abroad for the purpose of safety testing, and in the safety test it is going to be destroyed. What do you bring back?
So there will be no realization also.
No realization. Certainly it is being sent for the purpose of testing. There is no realization, or rather you have to pay for the testing.
Only the remains will be there.
Yeah.
Whatever available.
That is
we cannot identify as a scrap only.
As a scrap.
Right.
Yes.
So this condition doesn't apply when the goods are likely to be destroyed during the process of testing. Then, defective goods sent outside India for repair or re-import, provided the goods are accompanied by a certificate from the authorized dealer in India that export is for repair and re-import. The goods are being sent abroad for the purpose of
repairing,
etc. And export permitted by RBI. Now, this is something very, very specific. Why the RBI will give you the permission? Suppose those goods are being sent abroad for the purpose of execution of a project or as an investment abroad. In that case, you need to have the special permission from RBI. And when the permission has been granted by RBI, in that case, EDF is not required. So regulation number 4, this is something very, very important for you to understand when the declaration is required and when the declaration is not required.
So is that the FTP is directly taken from, FEMA, sir? Most of the things already there in the FTP.
3 laws have to be very well read. Number 1, Customs Act. Number 2, FTP. Number 3, FEMA.
Most of the cases, chapter 2 of FTP is having most of these, rules and regulations. And
I told you earlier that majority of the people, they know the answer, but they don't know where from the answer is coming, that this is coming from FEMA.
That is what, is this coming from FEMA? I'm asking you. From the FTP. That is what I'm asking you.
Separate law, and all 3 are working together.
Because I've read FTP. Now, after going to this, the first time I'm reading FEMA. So that's what I'm asking. So whether the FTP has been made only through the excerpts from FEMA?
All 3 are independent laws, but those are governing the same thing. Right. So there has to be a synchronization.
Yeah, that's the free
all
samples.
3 laws are talking in the different directions. What will happen? Right. So there has to be a synchronization. So this is what is that.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now last thing. Any export, what is required?
So regulation 3 we did not complete it fully, sir.
Regulation number 3 doesn't talk much. It simply talks about that the declaration is required in respect to the full value of export, and where the value is not known, that tentative amount which is he is expecting to realize.
Second and third sub-regulations we are not changed it, sir. Second, 2, 3, 4 we did not change it, sir.
The declaration shall be executed in the set. So 2 copies are required to be submitted. So that is the procedural part. We will talk a little later. And for the removal of doubt, it is hereby clarified that in respect of export of services to which none of the forms are specified in the regulation. So I said 2 forms are there, EDF and Softex. Softex is meant for the software, not for other services. So for that, declaration is not needed. In that case, the exporter may export such services without furnishing any declaration.
Even for the service export, we don't need even an IE code.
IEC.
Yeah, we don't need for service.
IEC is needed only if you want to avail any
Yes.
incentives under the foreign trade policy.
Yes, sir, exactly.
Otherwise,
SCS
it's
is also not now from this chapter. It has been removed. Service export SCS has been removed.
So that is already gone.
Yes.
Okay, but as a service provider, if you want to avail EPCG, then
Of course, EPCG has to be.
right, that facility exists.
Yes,
Okay.
exist.
So the exporter may export the services without furnishing declaration, but shall be liable to realize the amount of the foreign exchange, which becomes due or accrues on account of such services, and to repatriate the same to India. That is the only condition that he has to bring back, and the time limit also doesn't apply in relation to services. So Softex is required only if it is a software within the meaning of these regulations. Any other services, declaration is not required.
Time limit also not needed.
Time limit also doesn't apply in this case.
That is 9 months not needed.
Why it's not applicable?
Because we are not giving Softex here.
Because the declaration is not made.
Yes.
When the declaration is not made, the time limit doesn't apply.
So regarding the time limits, I have a question regarding the extension. Is there any extension given by RBI apart from this 9 months?
Any?
Apart from this 9 months,
Hmm?
you said extension has been given by AD. Any time limit?
No time limit given there.
Previously, it was 3 months.
Earlier, there used to be a time limit that within 3 months extension or up to period of 1 year extension can be granted by the authorized dealer, and thereafter, if it is not realized, then the reporting has to be done to the
RBI.
then further course of action as per RBI.
Yes.
But
Yes.
as of now, the time limit is removed.
So there is
Authorized dealer may allow extension of 3 months or 6 months or 1 year.
Okay.
But ultimately, they have their internal circular. So that circular also we are going to read. So when the reporting should be done.
Fine, sir.
Okay. So lots of information is there in these regulations. So this regulation is a little slow activity, but this is the most important part of a customs broker, which is not generally read separately. Right. So earlier I told you that prior to these regulations, whatever we had done, that is more for information, less for the purpose of exam. But now whatever we are doing, everything is for exam. Got it?
Okay, sir.
So when we have the next lecture, please make sure by that time you have gone through both the master directions. So right now, this is 3 things we are talking about. Export regulations, then master direction for export of goods, and master direction for import of goods. If you have mastered these 3 things, then reading and understanding foreign trade policy will become very easy. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
In nutshell, we have to read all 110 pages.
Yes.
120, sorry.
Yes.
Because earlier you told us obviously that selective part. Now it seems to me that I was thinking
So
maybe
selective is this only.
40 pages are gone now.
I told you anything prior to this.
No,
Whether
even
you
before,
remember or not, that is more for information.
so
But
even
now-
before,
22 pages, I was like, chalo, 40 pages will be gone. 80 will to bar. But now I'm coming at conclusion now 122 has to go.
no, so
These are
even before the lecture, sir, you told that FEMA questions will be of around 10%. But you have to completely go through FEMA because being a customs broker, you need to understand what exactly the FEMA is. That's what you said, sir.
And I tell you that so many times there are doubts and questions raised which are relation to FEMA and nobody is having an answer. So they don't know where to find the answer.
In future, if there is anything special classes for FEMA, just let me know, sir. I want to join.
I'm planning to work on that.
Yeah, complete on FEMA.